Okay, just in case people really do want to know how I did the liners and the ears, I'm just going to show you because I don't want to get into a situation like I was just in where people were asking me from 2018, when are you going to update this video? So here we go. I'm going to upload. This is where I got the D. This is an SVG so that I was able to break apart all of this. However, to make the outline, I had to do it in a different software. Surecuts a lot. Love that software. It takes a bit of learning, but I used to be really good at it, and then you couldn't use it with the Cricut, and then now you can. So I'm back learning it, and that's how I did the D. So there's no way that I could really show you how I did that D in Design Space, and I don't think I'm going to attempt to try to show you how I did it in Surecuts a lot because I have not mastered it. I can do a few things here and there, but so so we're going to ignore the D. We are going to go to My Projects, and I think a lot of this stuff I have shared. Here are my Disney ears. And I'm going to use this one right here. I have tried making several pair of Disney ears, and it just comes to the point that that is not my gift. So I think I'm going to just stay in my lane and buy ears from boutique shops and occasionally from Disney. Okay, so this is what I did. This one is one of those that somebody made and they shared, and I found it and I named it Ear Fabric if you're looking for it. I looked at the size. I took the size down to about 4.5 so that it measured, so that it looked appropriate with my box. With this guy here, I am going to go to Save As so I don't mess up anything in case I do ever want to do another ear. We'll call these Disney hat ears 2. I'm going to save it, and I am going to detach. Actually, I'm going to keep them the same, and I'm going to resize these ears down to about 4.5, which is what I did for, I'm looking at the top number and I'm trying to grab about 4.5. Yep, I think that's around the size of the ear. I'm checking now. Actually, I took it down a little bit smaller. I took it down to about 4. But for whatever. I mean, everybody's box is going to be different sizes, so do what you feel. Kind of do a test cut to see if you like it. I'm going to hide this guy by just hitting the eyeball over there. So I'm going to work with you. We will detach you. I am going to pull this guy over here, and I need to make him solid. Right now he is I think it's a draw, because it was drawing out a 1/4 inch so that I knew where to sew. But anyway, we are going to change him to a cut, and he should be solid now. Yay! And with this one here, so this is the rainbow part of the ear that I did. This right here is the red part, which is the base. And how I got the triangles right here. First of all, I don't like how long this is. So I'm going to grab a shape. I'm going to grab square. We are going to bring you down here. And because I am doing this voiceover as I'm doing it, you're going to get this real time. This is not going to be sped up. So if you're down for the count with me, hang out. Let me see. I want to take off about this much. That feels cool. Yeah, maybe about that much. Just guesstimating it. Now I'm about to slice into that sucker. Sliced. And we will delete you. We don't need you. We don't need you. I'm simply just trying to make this tab a little bit smaller. Now that I have, I'm going to grab some triangles. And I'm going to resize these triangles. I'm actually going to change. There we go. I like you about like that. No true rhyme or reason, just making it somewhat neat. And so then I'm going to grab a few of these guys. We're going to duplicate them. I grabbed 5. I am going to highlight all of the triangles. And I'm going to align them so they all align at the bottom. And you see these right here? That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to group them. Heck, I could just weld them. Even better. And then I'm going to put them around right about here. I made them slightly too big, so let's just make them smaller. There we go. And you can center this however you want. This looks cool right here. I'm looking at this area and this area over here to kind of make sure that it's going to give me a pretty decent kind of cut so that I don't have a weird shape right here. Alright, so now we're going to select both the purple and those triangles, and we are going to slice into them. And we are going to delete all of these. If you want, you can clean that up if that's going to bother you, but it's not going to bother me. Now I need to put a score line right here so that it makes it easy for it to bend the cardstock. So we are going to go to shapes, we're going to go to score line. We are going to rotate that 90 degrees. Put it on its side, perfect. There we go. And we're going to go here. And we're just going to resize it a bit until it goes across. And then we are going to attach it. Now we're going to check to make sure that there's about 1/4 inch. We're going to move you to the front. We're going to make sure that we've got about 1/4 inch around. And that looks good. And I'm going to sit it right on that score line because that is what we're going to do when we adhere it to the box. That looks pretty good. I feel good about that. How did I turn this into a rainbow? I went to Google. I don't know what's getting ready to pop up when I hit Google. You guys will probably be all in my business. Let's see. And I typed in rainbow. And we're going to do it. And my computer is going extremely slow, which sucks because, of course, I'm recording right now. And it went to rapid tags instead of rainbow. Don't be shocked that you saw me looking for Riverside CPS. I am a children's social worker and I needed the numbers so that I could do some stuff. And now you guys know that about me too. Okay, so then I grab the images and then you see rainbow. So then you can take this, right click it, save the image. Okay, that's how you get an image for, it's going to take forever if I try to do it. It's going to take forever. And so I'm not going to go through all that. We're going to go back to Cricut and move on. But you just save it and then you go here. And you see here you can upload JPEGs as a pattern fill. And so you're going to go there, you're going to upload your pattern. I don't know where I put that rainbow, so I'm sure you guys can do this part. I really believe in you. Let's go back to my canvas. So I did all that. I saved a rainbow pattern, and now we are going to go to, we've got this highlighted. Instead of cut it, we are going to hit print, and that's an under fill. You're going to hit this little box. You're going to hit pattern. And you see the 2 rainbows that I have selected. I liked this guy too, but this guy just matched up a little bit better. It was just prettier. But I can show you this one because I like it, but it just, ooh, look at it, popped right up. That doesn't usually happen. Usually it takes your computer a minute. Well, it takes my computer a minute. Then I had to, well, the other one I didn't have to edit, but I'm going to show you how to edit this. It's going from left to right. I want it to go up and down, so we are going to rotate it 90 degrees. And now we have it up and down. And say that I wanted less red or more red, or I wanted to see it repeat. I could go here, and now it's repeating. I can go here, and now it's repeating a little less. And then we can go all the way over here, and now I just have 3 colors. And somewhere here, and you can also do this with the scale if you need to slow it down a little bit. And it's really cool because if you have different patterns, I can turn it to the right a little bit. I can start moving it a direction. Let's make this 75. It's not doing it because I'm asking it to do it. Oh, here we go. I'm doing it wrong. Turn it, blah, blah, blah. So you can play with the pattern here. For this, we're going to put you at 90. I don't know what this was doing, so we're just going to put it back at 0. And we're going to leave it like it is. Fine. So, and I'll turn this to red so you get the gist. Alright? And this, I just send it to my Make It. I don't think is my Cricut on? Is it connected? Probably. My Cricut's always connected. And then you'll see, oh, I didn't attach that. Oh, yes, I did. Did I attach it? I did. I attached it. So this square line is right here. You want to make sure that it's there, and it'll cut out. And this one here is going to print. And that's how you do the ears. Now I'm going to show you how I did the liner, which is going to be a little more complicated. Am I going to do it here? Yeah, we'll do it here. So I'm just going to select both of these, group them together, and hide them. Thought I was. Guess I wasn't. Hide it. Upload. Here is one of the hat versions that I was playing with. I don't know if this is the solid lines or the dashed lines. Either way, it'll work. Let's insert it. Let's do it. It's going to insert extremely large. We are going to back out a little bit. I am going to ungroup all of this. And I'm going to take this guy so I can show you how I did that liner. And I'm going to take this guy. And I guess I'll take him too. Really, it's the same process though. Then I'm going to group all of that and I'm going to delete it. Don't you delete it because you might need it, but I don't. And then we are going to zoom in a bit so we can see what we're doing. I like to work at the top left-hand corner of this mat. I don't know why, I just do. So let's move everything over there. And now I've lost all my stuff. Where? Oh, because I'm going the wrong direction. Okay. Alright, so for this guy, when I did the liner, all I did was highlight it. There's no score lines attached to this. Duplicate you, resize you, and bam. I made my own paper. That's a whole nother ball game. And then I just cut this on that paper. So that's that. That's nice and simple. Nothing major there. Now these guys here where it gets a little tricky. I want to rotate this guy 180 degrees. So it's facing this direction, which is easiest way for me to see it. So now we're going to zoom in a little bit more. Bring you over here, just so we can see it a little better. What just happened? Where did you go? Now I can't find my images. If you ever can't find your images on the mat, don't worry. Click that baseball cap and then look around where you are. Oh, I'm at 30 and 41 right here and 1. So, I guess I can put it at 43. and there it is. So this is going to be your x-axis, and the up and down is going to be your y. And so you just move it where you need it to go. But I really like it to be closer to like 4 and 4, so we're going to just get over to there. Because this is where I like to work. I don't know why. There's no reason for this, except for I'm just quirky. So I've decided to call myself quirky. All right, here we go. I am going to take this and I'm going to duplicate it. How did I do this? Now I have to think about it for a second. let me pause for a second and think. All right, thought about it. I took this guy, so I duplicated it. I took this guy, and I'm actually going to duplicate it one more time. That's just a good habit to have one that has not been messed with at all. I'm going to mess with these two. I'm going to take this guy, and I am going to flip it. I'm going to flip it horizontally, and now we've got the things on the other side. I'm going to line one up right on top of the other. I guess I can align. Use the align, and we're going to go dead center, which is center, center. Wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. That is not going to work. Let's undo that. Let's align them both at the bottom. There we go. So now I'm pretty sure it's right on top, and it really doesn't matter. All I'm trying to do is get rid of these teeth. So I can see through, so I must be pretty good. If I couldn't see through, we'd be having an issue here. So I'm going to take these and highlight them. I have to get rid of the, I'm sorry, before you highlight, I need to get rid of these score lines on both of them. Score line gone, score line, oh, I need to detach actually. I can't just hide this. I'm going to have to detach it. So, play nice. What just happened? Where did it go? Where's the score line on here? Oh, I can't see it. Huh? So funny. Okay. It says attach. Let's see if it'll let me delete the score line. I've highlighted it, deleted it. Cool, perfect. We're going to do the same thing on this one. Delete this score line. I'm highlighting that and I'm deleting it. The question is, did it delete? They appeared to. I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it, oh, I don't know how, I think I'm going to center something underneath, but I can see that little hole. Why am I playing on you guys' time, you know? There we go. I'm gonna grab both of them, and I'm going to arrange them so that they're both, align them so that they're both on the bottom. And I can tell this one needs to come over just a little bit to the right, but it really doesn't matter, so I'm going to let that go because only God knows what will happen if I start messing with stuff. And we are going to slice. Okay. Now let's see what we have. There we have it. Oh, I don't like it because it's just not smooth right there. So let's undo it. Undo it. Let's see if I can get it aligned better. That looks better. Let's see if I slice it again. There we go. I'll take it. All this over here is trash, so you can toss it, delete it, delete it. Now that hole right there, this is what I should have done. I got rid of it because I just did. But we're going to grab a shape, we're going to grab a circle. And we are going to resize the circle to very small. And we are going to try to center it. I am putting this on this line. I can see through it. I see that there. You could really zoom in and do this, but it's not quite that serious. and I'm going to just try to cover the hole. You can't see it, but I can kind of see through this right here. And we are going to highlight both of them by just drawing a big square, and we're going to hit slice. And I'm going to move this guy out the way so you can see what we have left over. I have a slightly bigger hole. I probably should have made it a little bit larger than I did, but you get the gist. So that way you're not trying to line it up perfectly. You have some space around that hole when you try to put it in your hat. Okay, that's important. Try to make it a little bit bigger. You can go bigger than I went because I didn't realize how close that size is, but definitely keep that hole in there if you don't weld the hole in the actual hat. So we're going to do the exact same thing for this guy. I'm going to get rid of him because I really don't need this. I'm going to duplicate him twice, just so that we have one in case we really mess up something. I am going to flip this guy. And we're going to try to put him on top of himself. It looks pretty good. And shoot, you can't, the problem is you cannot slice more than one thing at a time. So if the score lines count as something, why does it keep doing that? They count, so you have got to delete them also. I'm going to hit this score line again, and I'm going to delete it. And there we go. Now I'm going to try to align these guys. This would be probably smarter and easier for you to see if I made it a different color. Let's make it a bright red. And usually I'd be working on the top, laying it over the bottom, because that just makes more sense. That looks pretty good. Steady hand. I need a mouse that listens to me. Now I'm going to draw a square around both, and I'm going to hit slice, and let's see what we get. I'll take it. It's pretty smooth. It's got a little bumpy thing here, a little bit of bump there, but you guys can play with yours until you can't play with it anymore and get what you need. There's that little bumpy piece right there. So then for this one, if you notice in the video, I placed this directly on the, directly on the bottom, which I didn't mind because it's a perfect fit. It's a duplicate of itself, but I made this hole a little bit bigger too, so that I made sure it worked. And that one I was very, very careful about where I was placing it. If you wanted to, you could make this hole a little bit larger by grabbing a circle. It's not going to be as pretty as this one is. This one has these nice curved edges. It's not going to be that pretty, but you could certainly grab a circle and kind of make the same shape. Make a similar shape. That's about a 1/4 inch larger, or just a little bit larger, period. And put it right over that hole and cut into it so that you have a little bit more wiggle room. See, it's going to give you just a little bit more wiggle room around that guy. And you can delete this, and delete this, and delete this. And now you've opened up that hole, and you can go on ahead and print this. And how did I get those D's on there? Again, I made my own paper, and I just placed this, and I placed it on the mat, and then I cut it. And I think those are all the, I think that's it. If you hung out with me, more power to you. I sure appreciate you. I hope that helps if you really are trying to duplicate this exactly. If you have any questions, please leave it down below, and I will try to tell you whatever it is that you're asking ASAP. All right, guys. Thanks again. Bye-bye.